About 2 months ago, I got these lenses. These are the Sirui Vision Prime ones. They have an aperture of T1.4 and they are Cine Lenses. Fully manual, very well built, metallic build. They feel super premium when you hold them. And over the past 2 months, I've been trying to use them in different scenarios and in different projects. And I'm not talking YouTube videos. I'm talking about client projects. I'm talking about commercials. I'm talking about bringing them into a film set. And I've been super surprised by the quality that they've been giving me, given the price and the fact that they actually not that popular. Before I came across these lenses, I actually didn't know about them. I just saw them on eBay and I was like, what kinds of lenses are these? Then I did a little bit research on them. I went on YouTube and I didn't find much videos of people talking about these lenses. Then I realized they were released over a year ago, which is crazy, and it completely went off my radar. Off my radar? I don't know. But I never heard anything about these lenses until about 2 or 3 months ago when I got them. And now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my experience using these lenses on different projects and hopefully help you make a decision if you want to get your first set of Cine lenses. Maybe this might just be the ones for you. The surface level, we're talking about the build quality. The lenses are very well built. They are metallic. The focus ring feels super good. It has a filter thread of 67 millimeters, and they're all the same size, and the focus rings are on the same level, meaning if you rig up your camera and you want to change the lenses, you won't have to move your focus motor. Everything stays intact. You just do seamless switching and you continue filming, which is pretty beautiful. Now, the standout feature for these lenses before we get into the footage is the fact that they come with interchangeable mounts, meaning you can change the mount to whichever mount that you want to use so that it fits your camera. So it always comes with E-mount already installed, but you get a set of other mounts that you can also fix on the lenses by yourself and use them on different cameras that you use at no additional cost to you. So you don't need an adapter to use these lenses on a different camera. You just change the mount and everything is fine. And I really love that fact, meaning like if you buy these lenses tomorrow, if you wanna switch your camera, you can just switch your camera and keep the lenses because you have a mount for the different camera. So right now, if I wanna get a Sony camera, I already have E-mount. If I want to get up on a Sonic, I already have L mount. If I want to get an Icon, I already have the Z mount. So I don't need to switch my cameras, and I find that to be pretty dope. And it comes with all the tools required for you to interchange everything, to switch the lenses, to switch the mounts by yourself. Why am I saying lenses every time? You can change the mounts by yourself. You don't need any technical skills. It's so straightforward because you can only put them in one way, so you can't go wrong with that. Anyone can do that. It takes like 2 minutes and you're done. That's a super great feature that I wish all lenses would be having. The focus ring. There are people who are interested in focus rings. I don't know why. There is a click at the end and it has a whole very long throw, which is super cool for such lenses, especially T1.4. You can focus precisely, and my experience using these lenses, I can actually confirm you can easily focus manually and be super precise without encountering any huge problems. Now, the reason why I got these lenses is because I got the Blackmagic 6K full frame, and I really needed some really good Cine lenses for that camera for a project that I was working on. And that's when I came across these lenses and I was like, I've got to try these lenses. Over the period that I've had these lenses, I've taken them through different journeys. I've used them in low light situations. I've used them in very harsh sunlight. I've used them for handheld movements. I've used them in night shots, all different situations that you can think of. And I thought maybe at some point, they might just start to break, they might just start to show me their flaws. They might just start showing me why they are cheap Cine lenses, But these lenses surprised me. They held up pretty well, especially when it came to lens flares, Like a lot of lenses, if you're shooting against a harsh source of light like the sun, they really lose the contrast. But these lenses kept the contrast like pretty well, held up the contrast. Like it's not 100% perfect, but for the price, it's completely acceptable. Like it's above acceptable. I think it's amazing for the price, because I have a lot of lenses that are actually more expensive than these lenses that couldn't hold up. in such situations. But these lenses really hold up well, and I really love that about them. The footage that these lenses also helps capture is beautiful. Like, it's really beautiful. It feels different. You know, that depth of field, T1.4 is incredible. And also the separation from the background. It doesn't feel artificial at all. It feels supernatural, you know. It kind of makes me feel emotional, like the quality of image that comes from these lenses, which is pretty cool. And that is the part that I feel a lot of YouTube reviewers don't actually touch on. Like, how does the lens make your footage feel like? You know, like a lot of reviewers talk about sharpness charts, focus charts, you know, like sharpness on the corner, the shape of the bokeh. All these things, they contribute nothing to the story, you understand? The audience watching your short film doesn't really care about any of that stuff. Nobody watches a film and is like, wow, this edge sharpness at 400% zoom is incredible. Nobody cares about that. Everybody cares about how the footage makes them feel, you know, what they are seeing from the camera or from the lens, or the combination of the lens and the camera. Why am I confusing myself today? I'm so used to talking about cameras that I forget about lenses, but I guess you understand what you mean. What I mean. What you mean? What's wrong with me today? People want to feel something. People care about feelings, you know. They want to feel something. And if you want to connect with an audience through your film, the best way is for you to evoke emotion. And you can do that in different ways. But one of the things that can help you evoke more emotion in your film is just picking the right lens, the right focal length. And a lot of lenses actually don't help you do that. Like, they don't do justice to your film. I feel these lenses actually do justice when it comes to that. For the amount of shoots that I've used these lenses on, I feel they're genuinely legit when it comes to narrative filmmaking. I put out a mini documentary a few days ago about calisthenics, and in that mini documentary, I only used this 50mm on that project, and I had so much fun. I was a one-man crew. I didn't have any extra lights. I didn't have anyone to help me. I just rigged up everything, and then I took this lens with me, and I knew this lens is gonna do the work for me, and it performed like really well. I loved the footage. I enjoyed editing the footage and color grading it, and also the fact that these lenses are consistent when it comes to colors. Had problems in the past whereby I would create a project or I would film a project, and then when it comes to post, I want to edit the project, I want to do the color grading. I just realized that the colors are not consistent on the different shots, and now I spend hours trying to shot match all this footage so that the colors can look consistent, which is really annoying and very tedious. With these Cine lenses, the colors are consistent. That's so beautiful, especially for solo filmmakers. If you're out there trying to create films on your own and you're a one-man crew, a one-man band, you know, you don't have money to hire colorists to help you shot match your footage, this is a great investment. And I've not been paid to talk about this. I don't even have any relationship with this company. I bought all this stuff using my money. It's really incredible, you know. And now, after waxing lyrical about these lenses, they also have their own flaws. One of the most annoying thing is the focus ring. Like, the focus ring is beautiful, I like it, but the only problem is if I'm focusing manually, especially when I pair this with the Panasonic S5 Mark II, whenever I'm focusing manually, always end up hitting the aperture ring, and it's so close to the focus ring that it makes it like really hard to just be using the focus ring without touching the aperture ring. I wish there was a way to lock this aperture ring in place, but unfortunately there isn't. So that is one of the biggest issues that I have with this lens, with these lenses. Actually, all of them, they have that problem. But if I've got focus motors, everything is easy. And I think the other thing is, the fact that although I praised it for holding up the contrast when subjected to harsh backlight or when you're filming against a harsh source of light, it still loses some contrast. But I wouldn't say that's a huge con, given the fact that this is a budget lens, these are budget cinema lenses, and for what they do, I think it's perfect. It's amazing. For that price, I can't ask for more. Other than that, I've genuinely enjoyed using these lenses. Are they perfect? No, but who cares about perfection anyway? All I care about is the experience and the footage that comes out of these stuffs, and it's beautiful, it's amazing. It's something that I would recommend to anyone who's on a budget and trying to look for some Cine lenses, a good pair of Cine lenses. These ones will kickstart your filmmaking career like really well, and you'll enjoy using them. These lenses inspire me to go out to shoot. They make me feel like I really want to create, and that is the most important thing for me. Anyway, I gotta go shoot something. I hope you got value from this video. If you did, kindly give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Otherwise, thank you for watching and see you next week. Blessings.